last day in Cannes. We are leaving today evening, so just to chill off a bit we decided to come to this island. We've been giving the tickets, so that's why we came, and it's a completely opposite than Cannes. Everything is silent, not many people there, no red carpets. It's kind of coming on a holiday from holiday. So I've mentioned in the previous vlog that I went for the pitching seminar, and it was really useful, really good. It was a 3-hour seminar, and I also promised I'm gonna talk about it, so I might as well do it now. As mentioned, it was a 3-hour seminar, so in these next few sentences there's no way I can sum it up. I will do a full video just about pitching and what I've learned, but for now let me just put it in a few points which I think are the most important. First thing, when you're pitching your film, it's really important that you make it a personal pitch, so make it you, because what they're interested in is, it is the story, but all the stories have pretty much been told, and what you are selling basically is your voice, your style, so what's unique to you. So it's really important that you make the pitch very personal as well, or personalized, so they immediately see, even by the way how you're presenting it, you, so your voice, as much as I repeated this word now in the last sentence. Second thing is research and be prepared and have your facts. For instance, when I went pitching my film to potential buyers, and I got 4 of them, by the way. I've mentioned that we've already been selected for 3 festivals, and all of them immediately went, okay, which ones? Whatever you're gonna say, be prepared to get questions, and so research about background of everything that you're pitching to them. Another thing, before going into pitching, write the pitch down on paper with a pen, because it's true, there is something about it, just the thing going organically through your hand on the paper, and then read it. Maybe read it to someone you know, maybe I don't know, anyone who's close to you, and then try to tell it without reading it. What we were doing with Magda before we went pitching the series is we've been pitching it to one another and then see what works, what not, and it was really good because you immediately see what's lacking, what needs to be added. You need to know how long they want the pitch, and it's around 2 to 3 minutes of you pitching, which is a lot of time, and then for the rest 7 minutes, let's say the whole thing is 10 minutes or up to 45 minutes, is gonna be Q&A, so be prepared for a lot of questions from their sides. We were doing pitching sessions, so whoever wanted to would volunteer and go up and pitch whatever they were pitching, and they got feedback from audience, and everyone had 3 minutes, and even people who had feature films or series or whatever they had, I think none of them were longer than 2 minutes, and everyone thought, oh, I've been talking for ages here, and it's not that much really. If you imagine one friend coming from cinema and telling you about a film for 10 minutes, I don't think I would go and see that film, because you don't want that long and boring of a pitch. So get to the point. And another really important thing is, don't be modest. Don't try to undersell it. So whatever you think the strong point of your pitch of your film is, say it and be proud of what you're doing. Be really confident about it, because if you don't believe in it, why should anyone else? That's it for about pitching in this episode, but as said, I will make a separate video just about this topic. So let's go back to Cannes. Well, actually, we're back in London. Sorry for that huge jump. It's just after we came from the boat, it started raining, and then we went for the screening of one film. I think we came in 10 minutes into the film, and then we left the screening after about half an hour, I think, because the film was, well, not very good. It was actually quite bad. We went to watch some random Chinese horror, and just nothing worked. And then it surprised me because it was a really big budget film, But there's just one thing that I want to address in the ending of this video. Before going to Cannes, I had a lot of doubts on whether this makes any sense at all, or is just gonna be spending money really. And I read a few articles about it and a few blogs, and people saying that if you have just a short film and if you just want to go to the short film corner and you haven't been selected to the main competition, that then it's just a waste of money. And after being in Cannes in the short film corner, I completely disagree with anything that those guys said. And I would even say that if you are a new filmmaker and you've made a film, or if you just get a chance to go with someone to Cannes, do it. Well, yes, of course you're gonna have to pay some money because you're going to a foreign country, you're going to vacation and you need to pay to sleep and to eat and to get there and back, of course. But it's just such an amazing experience. You get to be in a city for a week or 2 weeks or how many days you're going there, and the whole city literally lives and breathes film for the duration of that festival, and you meet all the people that are on exactly the same level as you are, and everyone is there because they just love film. And also one thing that it gives you is perspective, so at what level you are compared to other filmmakers and other films, because once you stepped into the market, you have loads and loads of these booths or stalls when they buy and sell films, and it's literally hundreds of them, and all of them are selling tens or hundreds of films, and you realize that the films that make it to the cinema and then the films that you get to see is like maybe 1% of all the industry. And you might think that this demotivates you from doing anything because you see how vast the market is and just how hard certain people work to get to a certain level. It actually also motivates you because you see that there is a market for films. Just if we take the example I gave in the beginning, so the screening of this film we went to see, it was a really, really high budget film, and yet it was just, well, it was rubbish. and if that can get made and financed, surely things that you or me make will get financed as well eventually. Sorry, my neighbor across the road is changing and with the windows open and everything. Anyway. And one thing that I really loved about Cannes is what I've mentioned earlier. Everyone that is there is because they love film and is there because they either want to buy films or they want to sell films or they just want to enjoy the festival. So going there with your film and approaching sales agents and buyers and producers and distributors is much, much easier because they are there for you. They came there to be approached by you and to just see what you have to offer. And so I went and pitched my film to 4 different sales agents. And when you have your short film in the short film corner, everyone can go and just see it. You have the computers and you log in and you watch any film you like. And by the end of each day, you get the report back to your email and see how many times your film has been viewed and by whom. And 2 of those agents actually went and saw the film on that very day, which is, I think, quite astonishing. Given the amount of films people pitched to them, to have chosen mine amongst of, 10 others, because you have an hour slot to watch the film. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm quite proud of that fact. And in the end, as kitschy as it sounds, you also get to see the red carpet and you get to see the stars and, people who've made it or people who are making it. Also, you get a chance to talk to them. Me and Magda, for instance, went to a workshop with Denis Villeneuve. It was not really a workshop, but kind of a Q&A. So we got to ask him questions, any questions, obviously regarding filmmaking or his career or anything, and it was an amazing hour just sitting in front of him and just talking to him. You also meet a lot of people who are like-minded as you are, and you get to see their films, they get to see your films, and you just share experience and thoughts, and maybe you just get drunk with them, whatever. So yeah, if you're having second thoughts about going to Cannes for one reason or another, just go. Do it. You don't have to go there for 1 week or 2 weeks. You can go for 3 or 4 days. It's very, very exhausting, especially if you go the first time because you're not that organized and you don't know what to expect and what and who to see and what to visit. and it's just so overwhelming, if nothing else, just all the people, because it is a mass of thousands of people there in a very small town. We are definitely going next year. We're going to prepare a bit better, we're going to organize ourselves a bit better, and we will be going there with the feature which we start editing today, and another short film which I've written and is now in kind of a pre-production, or gently going into pre-production. I kind of stopped saying subscribe and hit the like button because I thought it's a bit, I don't know, I can't really find the correct words for it. But then a friend of mine told me that, well, in the previous video you haven't told us that we need to click the like button, so we didn't. So click the like button. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the Cannes vlogs. Stay tuned because more very exciting stuff is coming up.